Hello, good evening and welcome to News 360 live from our studio here at Adesanwe Kanda in Accra. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I'm Ayisha Yakubu. Coming up in the bulletin this evening.
News 360 headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint,
Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal,
EcoBank.
Tributes pouring for former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Rawlings, who died Thursday morning here in Accra.
"63 minority members of parliament declare open support for the New Patriotic Party's 2024 flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Also tonight, lawyers for ex-National Signals Bureau Director, led by Samuel Atachia, staged dramatic walkouts in Accra High Court after adjournment plea rejected.
And later in business, exchange rate gains and slowed borrowing drive Ghana's domestic debt past external obligations in significant fiscal shift.
In international news, Nigerian separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu sacks lawyers representing him at his trial and announced he will be representing himself from now on. We're live on TV3 Ghana on Facebook, all across the world on 3news.com.
And that's a signal about the big story in Ghana today, having to do with the passing of former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Ayisha Rawlings. Now, Ghana is mourning the death of the longest-serving First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Ayisha Rawlings, who died at the age of 76. She served as First Lady during both the military and civilian administrations. Here is a brief profile of the late former First Lady Nana Akufo-Addo Ayisha Rawlings.
Nana Akufo-Addo Ayisha Rawlings was born on November 17, 1948 in Cape Coast. She received her early education at Ghana International School and later at Achimota School. She pursued higher education at the University of Science and Technology, studying arts and textiles, before earning a diploma in interior design from the London College of Arts in 1975. Nana Akufo-Addo Ayisha Rawlings served as First Lady of Ghana, spanning both the military and civilian administrations of her husband, the late Jerry John Rawlings. She first served as First Lady during the Armed Forces Revolutionary Council reign from June 4 to September 24. Then again during the Provisional National Defense Council, a military government that ruled Ghana from December 31, 1981 to January 6, 1993. After her husband won the first and second democratic polls in the Fourth Republic, she also served as the First Lady from January 7, 1993 to January 6, 2001. Nana Akufo-Addo Ayisha Rawlings founded and led the 31st December Women's Movement in 1982. The movement empowered women socially, politically, and economically. In 2009, she was elected first vice chairperson of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. She made history in 2016 as the first woman to contest Ghana's presidency, running on the ticket of the National Democratic Party, NDP, which she founded after leaving the NDC.
Tributes continue to pour in from across the political spectrum, describing her as a trailblazer, reformer, and a champion of women's leadership. Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye, former schoolmate, described her as a woman of strong conviction who inspired and empowered generation of Ghanaian women.
I'm really saddened. Yeah. A woman of backbone, a woman of courage, someone who has, was very passionate about empowering women, making sure that women have not only a voice, but women also were able to play their rightful role at levels of society, at all levels, starting from the farm level to the woman selling on the street, right up to people in politics, women in politics. And I like the legacy she has left. It's a good thing that we remember her, among other things, as somebody who really stood for the empowerment of women. And when she had the opportunity, she had opportunity and she used the opportunity well.
Now, a founding member of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo, has shared fond memories of the late Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings dating back to the 1974 era. According to him, the feminine role Nana Konadu played helped to define women empowerment in Ghana. Right, so we apologize for the loss in sound there, but Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo was talking about how he met Nana Konadu and the role she played in Ghana's political landscape. She passed away today. Many people are trooping to her residence. My colleague Noura Mohammed is also there and has joined us for a quick conversation regarding what exactly is happening at the residence of the Rawlingses. Noura, good evening. Thank you for joining us. What exactly can you report from the home of Madam Rawlings?
So we're currently here at the Rawlings residence along the Independence Avenue right here at North Ridge. And at the moment, the environment is quite somber and solemn, and very few people can be seen plying these streets. And now visitations at the moment are have currently ceased. However, the family has told us that it would continue tomorrow, and well-wishers can come join the family, grieve and mourn our beloved former First Lady. And along the stretch, we can see that around the area, several military men and policemen are guarding and manning the house, and they are trying to protect the area. We can see some cars coming out. I assume these are some well-wishers as well. And this woman was indefatigable. She was the former First Lady of our beloved country. She championed women's empowerment and women's and child's rights. And she was also a great contributor to Ghana's political landscape. And so it is expected that so many people will be trooping to this residence tomorrow to extend their condolences and to grieve and mourn with the family. And so we will definitely be covering the visitations tomorrow live right here at the Rawlings residence. And do well to connect with us. We'll bring you the latest when it comes to this funeral and the demise of our former.
Certainly, thank you. Thank you, Noura Mohammed, from the residence of the Rawlingses. And clearly, it tells you how everyone connected to the family and even Ghanaians in general have been quite hit by the news of her passing. It happened in the early hours of today, but throughout the afternoon up until now, many reactions have been coming in as a result of her passing. Let's speak now to Professor Bafo Agyeman-Duah, who is a founding member of CDD Ghana and former UN governance advisor. Prof, good evening and thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me this evening.
Having followed your work as someone who's been following Ghana's governance structure, etc., and the political landscape in general, I'm sure you must have met Madam Rawlings or Nana Konadu Agyemang Rawlings in her role in the various capacities that she held. What are your immediate thoughts on her passing? Where were you when you heard about her death today?
Well, thanks. Let me say up front that I did not have any personal relationship, but we met at a few occasions, and whenever we met, we chatted. You know, she's a very friendly woman. And of course, the politics of the country I've followed for years, so also I know the role that she's played. And I have to say that actually, I was shocked this morning. I happened to be on a platform that disseminates such information within minutes. So I heard it very early this morning. And I was shocked because, you see, a few weeks ago, she was in Kumasi with her children, two of them, to be part of the Asantehini's mourning for the Asantehina. You may recall that. Then just yesterday also, I believe, she was at a function at the Christ King Church, where I think mourners had met to honor the sister of, or the mother of, let me say, former Fidelity Bank boss. So I saw that also. So when we got up this morning and this news flashed, I was, no. Then, of course, I also remembered that Nana Konadu has a perennial problem with asthma. So I'm just speculating that, you know, asthma can attack you anytime, and if you are not ready with your inhaler, it can simply knock you off. So it's very, very unfortunate. It's been a very sad day for me. Now, in terms of how I know her, well, as I said, not personal, but at a distance, I follow her because she's one of the most colorful political figures in our country. She's the only first lady who perhaps will be in office for 20 years, as she did with her husband. I don't think there'll be any other such opportunity. So she was a woman of substance in our politics and everything. I just liked her political engagements, publicly engaging, and even forming her own party when she discovered that, or she decided that the party that she was part of, or a member of the founding group, that's the NDC, was veering away from the principles that she herself and perhaps the husband had chartered for the NDC. She had the courage to really found her own political party, the NDP. Right. Also, it's important to stress that Nana Konadu really, for me, was famous for her advocacy of women empowerment in this country. Establishing the 31st December Women's Movement in 1982, he used that as a platform, as an instrument to really advance the well-being of the Ghanaian women and the girls. As you may recall, she, through the 31st December movement, number of training programs organized for women, at times equipping them with certain instruments or tools that they will need to start their own businesses. And above all, I think one of the most memorable things she did for women was when she led the campaign to change the laws in Ghana to make sure that when a husband dies intestate, that is without a will, the woman will not be treated as has been the tradition, where a husband dies, a family comes around and kick out the woman and all. And that for me is a monumental accomplishment of Nana Konadu. So there are a few other things I can say, but I don't know about your time.
Right, and it's early days yet, so we all wait to hear from the family to see how they intend to celebrate her. Thank you so much, Prof, for your time this evening. Professor Bafo Agyemang, founding member CDD Ghana and a former UN governance advisor. And you can also send us your thoughts on how you would remember the former First Lady in the comment section. We are streaming on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And talking about First Ladies, the immediate past former First Lady, Madam Rebecca Akufo-Addo, has on social media expressed her thoughts about Nana Konadu, and it says, in quoting, "My deepest condolences to the family and friends of former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyemang Rawlings in these difficult times. May her soul rest in peace." So that's from Rebecca Akufo-Addo, who herself is a former First Lady, and if you've been following our coverage since the news broke, you'd see that there are images of both former First Ladies sharing moments together. So you can tell that it is coming from a very personal position.
Definitely,
from the former First Lady as well.
Also, traders at the 31st December Women's Market have eulogized the late former First Lady as an advocate for women. They told my colleague Grace Hamoajiman that but for the establishment of the market, many women would have struggled to find a safe and dignified space to earn a living.
The 31st December Women's Market, established by the former First Lady, Asiedu-Dartey Rawlings, among other things, provided women traders with litigation-free market spaces and capital to financially empower women. The traders here were clad in black and red to mourn the founder of the market. They tell me the establishment of the market has contributed to financially empower most of them.
We had the news that our mother, Kunedu, just kicked the bucket, and we couldn't believe it. It was unbelievable. And in fact, I just don't know, because she built the market. She built this market that we're selling.
Yeah, because mama no more better market edisi wo and na ye so yenyemu atena enti yeah say mama no efi
no one for graduate call and at the first name why me that the first why me a nursery na fair at the first name still a machine ka clinic na fair why ya jo lo
o strong woman o strong woman o kuma me ema enti o strong woman we man rest in peace ya me furniture be pa o yesu dem
bra no ne ni kun ye adwuma no oboa ne kunu na no aso di ne nim de ne na adwene aye adwuma e man na nchiri manya so mfaso.
President of the Greater Accra Markets, Mercy Jam, eulogized her as a champion for women's independence.
We became very bold. You are ever ready because we like a cockle ibanye chebo at any time ni owie no se hu efia ni jobanye ya na ibanye iba wabo koni o ahye jeme aka at China this year. China 30 years ago nana kradu 31st committee China Beijing conference ni ya represent Ghana Jalaye.
The market has a school and clinic to cater to the health and educational needs of the market women and their children.
For most of these women, Asiedu-Dartey Rawlings says advocacy for women's empowerment, both in the informal and formal sector, has had a great impact on their lives. And for that, they'll forever remember her. Grace Hamoajiman, TV3 News, 31st December Women's Market, Accra.
And a lot has been happening in the last 12 or so hours after news broke about the passing of Nana Asiedu-Dartey Rawlings. The family has been to the office of the president to formally inform him. And after that, they addressed the nation to tell us exactly how they also are managing the news of her passing. A few minutes ago, they spoke to the country. And these are images of after they had informed President John Dramani Mahama and government of the passing of Nana Asiedu-Dartey Rawlings. And this happened in the early hours of the day. After that, there was a mini press conference. So you can see Dr. Zaneto Rawlings in your shot and some members of parliament who were with her. You can see Emmanuel Amakofibua and Kimathi Rawlings, the only son of former President Jerry John Rawlings, with the family head. So in a minute, I'll bring to you what exactly the family said at that presser. That's what's on your screen now. It says, earlier this morning, Her Excellency Nana Asiedu-Dartey Rawlings felt unwell and was subsequently admitted to the Ridge Hospital. Unfortunately, she passed away. His Excellency the President was duly informed, as was His Majesty Otumfuo Osei II. The President has directed that an official statement be issued confirming the passing of Her Excellency Nana Asiedu-Dartey Rawlings. At this stage, the family is in deep mourning, and we kindly crave your indulgence to grant us some privacy. All further notices will be communicated by the government. And this is from the head of the family, Oheniba Akwesi Abeye, envoy from Mensha Palace and family head of the Rawlingses. So that tells you why when Nura was reporting, you could tell that at the residence, there was barely an activity because the family is asking for some privacy as they also come to terms with the reality of the passing of Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings.
Also in Parliament, the House was forced to adjourn sitting on Thursday following the death of former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, whose daughter is a current member of Parliament in the House. The second Deputy Speaker, as well as the Deputy Majority Leader and other MPs, expressed shock and their condolences. Christian Yali reports.
A statement that was to be taken on Thursday was deferred to Friday, and with only few papers laid, the House adjourned suddenly when the news broke about the death of former First Lady Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings. Members of Parliament from both divides have expressed shock.
We didn't have a confirmation then, but we heard that there were some health issues, coma or something like that. So we were just there, and then the information came that this is what has happened. So we are actually in shock and trying to absorb the news. We didn't know that our mom was actually not well. I mean, in fact, I think we've seen her recently in various functions, and she looked fit, as she's always been. What informed us closing from the chamber is to be able to have the opportunity to absorb the story in full and know what we have to do and do some mobilization and see what will be the appropriate time for us to pay a visit.
Very shocking, very tragic, but it's part of life. Nobody expected. So we can only pray that the soul will get a restful place in the bosom of the Lord. And we also pray for strength for the children. It's something that should always tell us that this world, we are all passing. We are all passing. When you are not expecting, that's the time you'll be called by your maker. So we all have to prepare, because other than that, there's nothing that one can say.
There are some, like the Member of Parliament for Guan, Fred Agbenyon, who believe that she deserves a state burial.
She has played a role. When we talk about the Fourth Republic, I don't think that we can write the history of the Fourth Republic without the name of Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings.
All right, let's step away from the demise of the former First Lady and go to court now. Drama unfolded at the Accra High Court after aggrieved lawyers for the former National Signals Bureau Director, led by Samuel Atachia, staged a walkout in court today because the trial judge refused to grant their plea of an adjournment. Lord Eduasare has more.
On Thursday, October 23, Lead counsel Samuel Atachia notified the court of filing an application at the Supreme Court to prohibit Justice Eugene Yedu-Nyante from further hearing the case, citing alleged bias. He prayed for an adjournment of the case pending the determination of the matter at the Apex Court, but prosecution led by Principal State Attorney Asiedu-Dartey Ayisha urged the court to dismiss the application. She noted that the mere filing of an application at the Supreme Court should not warrant a stay of proceedings and an automatic adjournment. The presiding judge, after hearing both counsel, agreed with the prosecution and refused the prayer for adjournment. He then ordered the prosecution's second witness to mount the witness box and continue with her submissions. But even before that could take place, lead counsel Samuel Atachia sought leave from the court and departed with his entourage of lawyers. He expressed disappointment at the development in court.
The case is just next week in the Supreme Court. The judge is saying no, he will grant the adjournment, and that he is ready to continue the case. As to why the judge is in an ambulance to continue the case, I cannot wait for the Supreme Court for 1 week. It leaves much to be desired. And I'm caught between the rock and the hard place. How? The ambivalence that you want to disqualify a judge from hearing the case, and you sitting to continue the case. I cannot answer in this record, so I need to leave the chamber.
In the absence of the defense lawyers, the presiding judge ordered Kwabena Edu-Boahen to call his lawyers back to the court or represent himself, after which the court went on a brief recess. After failing to contact his lawyer, the former National Signals Bureau director pleaded with the court for an adjournment. The trial judge then adjourned the case to October 30 for continuation. Lodi Rasai, TV3 News, Accra.
Let's go to Parliament now. 63 out of the 87 members of the minority side have declared open support for New Patriotic Party's 2024 flag bearer hopeful Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. According to them, Dr. Bawumia deserves a second chance and has proven to be the potent leader of that the party deserves.
Today, over 60 members of Parliament, in fact it's 63 precisely, out of the 87 minority members in Parliament, stand together in unity and conviction to make this clarion call. We declare our total and unwavering support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as the next flag bearer of our great party. We make this declaration not out of sentiment, but from deep conviction. We have seen his work, his discipline, his resilience, and his readiness to serve. We believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia embodies the next chapter of the MPP's vision.
In the spirit of breast cancer awareness, the real estate developer Cape May Properties has extended a helping hand to the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital's breast cancer units. The donation aims to promote early diagnosis and improve the quality of care for patients battling breast cancer.
Cape May Properties presented a donation including a check of 225,000 Ghana cedis, packs of bottled water, and soft drinks to support the hospital's breast cancer unit. The gesture, as part of the company's corporate social responsibility, reflects its commitment to improving healthcare and raising awareness on the importance of early breast cancer detection. Acting Director, Urology and Nephrology Center, Korle Bu Teaching Hospital, Professor J.E. Mensah, extended his appreciation to Cape May Properties and called for more sponsorship. General Manager of Cape May Properties, Pierre Andrew Kregler, delivering a speech on behalf of the CEO, said the donation aligns with the company's belief that every woman deserves a chance at life.
At Cape May, we're known for building luxury homes. More importantly, we believe in building communities. Breast cancer disease that afflicts millions of women around the world, and right here in Ghana, the challenge is even greater. And too many women suffer in silence. Too many are diagnosed too late, and too many are unable to afford treatment. We've chosen to support the fight against breast cancer, not just for today, not just for this month, but in the long term.
General Surgeon Breast Cancer Unit Korle Bu Dr. Josephine Esafa expressed gratitude.
One of the main reasons why they delay is because of financial handicap. So on a day like this, when we receive donations from Cape May and other philanthropists, it goes a really long way to help support the treatment. Breast cancer care is on the National Health Insurance, but there are some aspects of it which is not covered by insurance. So for our patients who are needy, this money is going to pay for their treatment.
The partnership between Cape May Properties and the Korle Bu Breast Cancer Unit reinforces the national call for regular screening and awareness, especially among women. As the world marks Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Cape May's message is clear. Early detection gives hope, and collective action can make that hope last.
The University of Gold Coast has expanded its postgraduate offerings with the launch of 6 new MBA programs. The new programs offer students 5 professional qualifications in one package from the first African institution accredited to run a chartered management course.
The introduced courses include finance, business intelligence and analytics, human resource management, operations and supply chain management, marketing and communication, and entrepreneurship and innovation. Founder and Chancellor of the University of Gold Coast, Bishop Titi Ofe, says students will earn chartered management status after completing a 12-month program.
What is interesting about this MBA is that it is professionally aligned. So what it means is that when you finish our 12-month MBA, you are also getting a chartered management status from the Chartered Management Institute in the UK. So you leave as a chartered manager. We have milestones awards. So the first trimester of the program, you get a postgraduate certificate in management. The second trimester of the program, you get a postgraduate diploma in management. In the last trimester of the program, you get your MBA.
President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Ayisha, says the partnership aims to bridge gaps between academia, government, and the private sector.
The partnership with an institution of Gold Coast, with its products that are coming out, are tailor-made to deliberately identify the gaps in the private sector relationship with academia and government through policy, interrogation, establishing problem statement, faculty guiding them to make sure that the outcomes of their research will be relevant to private sector.
Deputy CEO of the Forestry Commission and alumnus, Elikem Kotoko, explains the knowledge gained continues to shape his professional journey.
I can only wish them well and sincerely expect that the higher standards by which they have lived by will continue.
Gold Coast University has graduated thousands across various disciplines.
Still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. We have business, sports and entertainment all coming up after this.
Good evening. This is Business on News 360. I am Minu Afo. Ghana's domestic debt has overtaken external debt for the first time in several years, marking a significant shift in the country's borrowing pattern. Head of Finance at Melbourne Capital, Nelson Kudjo-Kwagbeji, has attributed this to a combination of exchange rate gains and a slower pace of debt accumulation. According to latest figures from the Bank of Ghana, domestic debt now stands at 323.7 billion Ghana cedis, representing 23.1% of GDP.
External debt, by comparison, is slightly lower at 305 billion cedis, accounting for 21.8% of GDP. The central bank attributes the rise in domestic borrowing to anticipated coupon payments on both tendered and untendered government bonds due in February and August 2025. To meet these obligations, the government had increased borrowing to build buffers. Meanwhile, Ghana's total public debt stock at the end of July 2025 was 628.8 billion cedis, equivalent to 44.9% of GDP. That's a notable drop from the 726.7 billion cedis recorded at the end of December 2024, which stood at 61.78% of GDP.
Since the beginning of this year, government hasn't borrowed externally. And we have also noted that as a result of the appreciation of the cedi, the external component of the debt has reduced significantly as a result of the relative performance of the Ghanaian cedi. And so the fact that the domestic debt outweighs that of the external debt should tell you that we have enjoyed some level of stability regarding, the currency. I mean, the currency has performed so well that currently the Ghana currency is the best performing currency in Africa, having performed well over 38%. Government has concentrated their borrowing effort within the domestic market, most especially the treasury bill market.
Away from that, Ghana's producer price inflation for all goods and services saw a marginal increase in September 2025, rising to 3.2% year-on-year. This represents a slight 0.2 percentage point uptick from the 3% recorded in August 2025, according to the latest data released by the Ghana Statistical Service.
On a month-on-month basis, prices received by producers rose by 0.9% in September compared to August. However, the current rate reflects a significant stabilization over the year, as the September 2025 producer price inflation PPI is 27.3 percentage points lower than the 30.5% recorded in the same period a year earlier. The mining and quarrying sector, with the largest weight of 43.7%, recorded a marginal rise in inflation from 4.9% in August to 5.0% in September. The manufacturing sector, with 35% weight, also saw a slight increase, moving from 1.6% to 1.7%. In contrast, the transport and storage sector continued to record price declines, with inflation falling by 8.2% in September, a deeper decline than the 8.0% recorded in August. Businesses are urged to cut waste, boost efficiency, and reinvest savings in technology and workforce development to convert inflationary pressures into productivity gains. Government policy needs to focus on targeted tax reliefs, energy and transport reforms, and strengthening local supply chains to reduce production costs and enhance competitiveness. Households are encouraged to compare prices, spend intentionally, and support businesses that pass on cost savings.
We'll end the segment with updates from the forex and commodities markets. I am Minu Afo.
As qualification for the global tournament, various reports have surfaced suggesting that several foreign-born players of Ghanaian descent are seeking to switch allegiance to play for the national team. However, in an exclusive interview with 3 Sports, Okreku made it clear that Ghana's doors will only be open to players who demonstrate genuine love, respect and commitment to the country.
Players who have not shown enough commitment towards the Ghanaian flag will not be part of us. There must be good reasons why a player will be part of the traveling party. I want players who show high level of dedication, who show passion, and who show respect for Ghana. If you have turned down Ghana before, if you have not shown respect to Ghana, your country, before, count yourself out. It's not going to happen. I don't want mercenaries to come to Ghana. I don't want people just to jump on the ship because we've qualified for the Mondial. I want players who love Ghana, who play from their heart with passion, and who would want to represent Ghana in all competitions. So yes, I've been very, very categorical that if you have refused us in the past, if you've not shown respect to us in the past, I will not open the door because we have qualified for the Mondial. I don't care about what the coach wants to do. He has his preference.
Well, from men's football, let's head to women's football, where Ghana's Black Queens took a significant step towards securing back-to-back qualification for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations after producing a commanding 3-0 victory over Egypt in Ismaila on Thursday evening. It was a goal-filled performance from the Queens in their first leg clash of the 2026 WAFCON qualifiers, with Doris Bredua, Ms. Amponsa and Grace Asantua all finding the back of the net to hand Ghana a comfortable advantage heading into the return leg. The Black Queens will host Egypt in the second leg on Tuesday, October 28 at the Accra Sports Stadium, where they will look to book their place at the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Now, before we go, Danish Superliga outfit FC Nordsjælland have announced promising Ghanaian midfielder Caleb Urenchi has signed a contract extension that keeps him at the club until the summer of 2030. The 19-year-old, who has been one of the club's brightest young talents, has already made 29 league appearances since breaking into the first team last season and has established himself as a key figure in the side. Urenchi's impressive consistency and maturity have also seen him earn 6 international caps for the Black Stars. Or you can get some more updates on our social media handles at 3 Sports. My name is Oreku Ampofo. Up next after the break is entertainment with Noela Donko.
Thank you for staying with us on News 360. It is now time for some international news.
Nigerian separatist leader Nnamdi Kanu has sacked the lawyers representing him at his trial and announced he will be representing himself from now on. The 58-year-old opened his defense on Thursday, where he argued that the court lacked the jurisdiction to try him, an argument rejected by the judge. Kanu, who heads the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra, denied charges of terrorism and incitement to violence. Indigenous people of Biafra is seeking independence for what the group calls the Biafran Nation in southeastern Nigeria. Indigenous people of Biafra was banned as a terrorist organization in 2017. Its armed wing, the Eastern Security Network, has been accused of killings and other acts of violence in recent years. Internet access in Cameroon has been significantly disrupted as protest continues over alleged irregularities in this month's presidential election. Cameroon's Constitutional Council on Wednesday threw out all petitions contesting the October 12 presidential election, clearing the way for full results to be announced. Paul Biya, the world's oldest ruler at 92, is widely expected to maintain his 43-year grip on power despite an energized opposition pushing for change. Protests fled in several cities after partial election results reported by local media showed Biya was on course to be declared the winner.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by GTP Lifestyle
and Napa Foods, Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Powered by 3 Entertainment.
Well, good evening and welcome to the entertainment news segment here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko. Now, award-winning Ghanaian disc jockey DJ Sly King has called on event promoters and stakeholders in the entertainment industry to show greater appreciation for DJs through their fair financial rewards. Now, to the celebrated DJ, many promoters tend to focus their resources and attention on securing top musicians for their events while overlooking the significant role DJs play in creating memorable experience for audiences. For most event promoters, booking top artists is seen as a major draw and often considered the key to an event's success. Yet, a crucial role of DJs in making these events truly memorable is often overlooked. Multi-award-winning Ghanaian DJ Sly King wants promoters to understand that while artists may headline an event, it is the DJs who keep its soul alive.
They have to pay DJs more. That's what I mean. They have to pay DJs more. Promoters need to understand DJs add a lot of value to the event. And DJs are key people. Sometimes they only think about the artists, but trust me, DJs warm up the people, warm up the crowd, even for a big artist coming to perform, and they focus too much on the artist.
The sought-after DJ noted that many DJs feel undervalued and underappreciated, even though they play a crucial role in the overall success of shows. Sharing a personal experience, DJ Sly King recounted a time when he was booked for an event and after agreeing on his rate, someone questioned why a DJ would command such a fee.
Somebody from Ghana told them, why are they paying me this amount of money? Because they can get another DJ for lesser money. I just want people to change their mindset and understand the value of DJs. Without a DJ, there's no party, Yeah, you can play music from pen drive or whatever it is, but you can never get the same feeling when there's a DJ playing live set.
He urged the industry to provide improved recognition, fair compensation, and respect for the craft of DJing.
I believe they need to start rating DJs financially, they need to rate DJs high.
DJ Sly King, recently recognized as the first Guinean DJ to join the 2025 Grammy Academy class, also urged DJs to be creative and build strong personal brands to gain appreciation and earn the respect they deserve.
I think the mindset of people, because people still think a DJ, you're just a DJ, you know. They think, oh, it's just music, you're coming to play music. But it's not just music. Yeah. So just put like some songs together and play it yourself. Because you need a DJ to light up the place. And I think I just want to advise some other DJs to also try and brand their craft, brand themselves. The personality will also, you know, determine when people are reaching out to you, their thoughts and everything.
Well, that's it for the entertainment news here on News 360. My name is Noella Donko.
And that's it for the bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Join Alfredo Kanse at 10 p.m. for Ghana Tonight. I am Martin Asiedu-Dartey.
And I'm Ayisha Yakubu. Good evening.